Yo, what's going on, Android world? So, this is my S3 right here, and it's running a custom ROM, and that's pretty much what this is going to be about. So it's going to be a quick ROM review. It's going to be my first time doing this, so, good luck to me. So, as you can already see, it's the SynergyRom. Oops. And I'm going to show you the details about all this, so just quickly highlight that. So as you can see, it is the SynergyRom version r443, and this says I747 in the model number, but really it is the I747M. Now, I mean, they're pretty much the same, just the difference is just the modem and bloatware and stuff. So as you can see, this is the Canadian S3. This is the Rogers, to be more specific. And you can see that the Android version is 4.1.2. Now, it's not a port over, it's actually a mixture of different frameworks surrounding the S3 4.1.1 and 0.1.2, and the same with the Note 2. They combined all that together to make this ROM. Before I continue, I mean, I don't want you to get fooled by this. It's not like it's not an S4 themed ROM. I flashed a theme covering the AccuWeather, the stock AccuWeather, so that's kind of why that looks like that. And then I downloaded from a website the wallpapers for the S4 just because I find them a lot nicer than the stock S3 stuff, especially this balloon. So colorful, so many variation. It's amazing. So just to continue, so I'm just gonna go through some of the premium suite features this phone has, and then I'll give you guys, some more details. So let's start off with the infamous, yeah, that's right, multi-view. So it's enabled for all applications. So, pretty kick-ass. I've used it quite a few times. So the next thing I'm going to show you, the Galaxy Note 2 gallery. So as you can see, completely functional right there. You can switch it over here. And yeah, no issues whatsoever, you already can tell. So the next one would be Paper Artist. Now this is badass, I love this, and it really is a fun way to edit your own photos, and then it makes it easy. It's pretty much, it really simplifies a lot of things. So the other thing you get, it's not exactly premium suite, but you get to mess with the toggles. So there's the advanced S right here. The ROM has the notification panel included in the settings menu, but it's not working just yet, so I don't know if they're going to implement it or they're going to get rid of it. So the other few things is just some of the stuff you get with the ROM would be your mobile hotspot, which is, I'm assuming, mostly for the States for tethering purposes, just because I think you guys pay to tether your phones. I'm not 100% sure, I don't live there. We don't, so it's not like that, I have to worry about that. Torch and VPN client is included, obviously because it's a ROM and it's rooted, you get Super SU. You also get with this the S4 S-Voice. They made it work. It's not 100% that particular S-Voice. I kind of think I still like the stock one with the S3 for now, but whatever. The quadrant benchmark. Now this is where it gets interesting, because I'm using the stock kernel, and I'm getting like 6100, almost 6200 on the benchmark, which is crazy. So I mean, in my personal opinion, at the end of the day, this ROM is, it's like I say we go for it 110%. It's, in my opinion, it pretty much does better than stock. So it performs just as good as it does, but then it's got the extra speed and functionalities to it that it surpasses. And the thing too, if you guys game at all, like I know I do, you probably see a whole tons of games throughout my app drawer, that this ROM is the ROM for you. Now the reason I say that is because on the stock firmware, some of these games, they kind of lag. So, it's because the OEMs include so much that they kind of, they bring down the phone, what it's really potentially incapable of doing. So, for example, if you guys have Dead Zone or Dead Trigger, I mean, they don't lag, but on the stock 4.1.1, you had to enable disable overlays in order to get it to function. So in this one here, and convenient that that's there. So I'm going to quickly show you what's running here. So obviously this because you need USB debugging usually. Not for the game, but I mean just for the ROM itself. It's kind of what it always includes, especially if you're going to flash lots of ROM. So forced GPU rendering, that's on as well. But that's the one that you guys usually had to press in order to play those games. You don't have to worry about that anymore. So you can just press the game and play. So that's pretty much that. And for you guys, just in case you want to know what this does, forced GPU rendering, it's pretty much offloads your CPU, which is doing the current rendering. Well, I mean not with that on, but usually when this is not highlighted, the CPU is taking over rendering all the animations and user interface and whatnot. So the GPU rendering just turns the GPU on to do all that, and then it lets you do more things with your CPU. So you can transition from one area to the next, better multitasking, and things like that. And the last thing, one of the few last things I want to cover is because of page sliders here, you get more space here to put apps or widgets. So other than that, I'll include a link in the description below to the XDA website for Team Synergy. And so totally support these guys, and totally support everyone else who they're with. So, Ziggy, Trevi, Virus, Mr. X, Frieza. So totally support these guys, donate to them. They're really good at what they do. And of course, I would totally want to keep these guys, developing for this phone long after Samsung decides to stop. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So if you like this video, subscribe to my channel. I'm looking to do a whole lot of more ROM reviews, and my next video is going to cover rooting and clockwork mod recovery, just because I've seen a lot of these other videos and websites, and it's kind of outdated. There's a method way easier, and I think I've figured it out. It's pretty much a two-step process that works for all North American S3s. Doesn't matter which one you have. It's the same process for all of you guys. So, I mean, that is what's so simple about it, because a lot of these ROMs are now using a Roma installer, which kind of views the ID of the clockwork mod recovery. And based on that, it'll give you the ROM respective to that carrier. So, for example, this is the i747M. But if you install the wrong clockwork mod recovery, for example, I have done that before and got Sprint, and got the Sprint version of this ROM, shit just doesn't work. So you want to avoid that. So this is one I'm going to show you guys how to do that next, and that's going to make everyone's life a million times easier. So other than that, man, take care.